Welcome back, everyone, to How Not to Souls. Jron here, and today we're looking at a quality build from Elden Ring. And oh boy, is this build quality. One of my favorites I've done so far. And I like it just because it's strong, and you get lots of options between your weapons and Ashes of War. Now, before we go dive into the weapons and Ashes of War, let's go dive into our stats. At a 172, we have a 59 Vigor for a meaty health pool, 20 Mind so we can have a good amount, enough FP to utilize our Ashes of War and not make it be like obnoxiously too low or obnoxiously too high. 30 Endurance to swing the weapons and hold the armors. 50 Strength and 50 Dex for the quality aspect of the build. 11 Intelligence and 21 Faith, both for weapon requirements. And a 10 Arcane flat. We start off as a Wretch. 10s across the board. I tend to do that with melee builds. Because you just go anywhere from it. And at least you'll have something that's 10 and not a single digit. For a 150, I'd say take 10 out of your Strength and Dex. Or take 10 out of your Faith and 5 each out of Strength and Dex. So you can get that minus. And then the extra 2 points, I guess, the 2 points that are in Intelligence and Faith. You won't be able to use all the weapons that you get, but you'll still have your quality build right there. And there's still many options that you can utilize, so it's not a big deal. Now, for the weapons. So for here, these are weapons I would have picked. The things I didn't upgrade are weapons that I think would be good on this anyway. I did have a plan to upgrade these to have a dual wield set, but I did not end up having it. But the weathered straight swords I think would be really good on this as a dual wield option. Now the backbone of this was my Claymore and Zweihander. Flaming Strike was the piece of the puzzle on this, or Lion's Claw. But once I hit Flaming Strike, that just stayed there. I thought it was a perfect fit for the Claymore and my style of play during this playthrough. And then you have the Flavor of Swords right here. Great for this build as well. But the Death's Poker, I think, was my favorite choice out of all of it. It has the decent moveset. It's a quote-unquote great sword, but it's a hook. It's a pole hook. And it has the Ghost Flame Ignition Ash of War, which is awesome. Then Blasphemous Blade was helpful, and it gave us a little variety between the swords because it has a slightly different moveset. Even though a Greatsword is kind of homogenous between them all, it did have a slightly different moveset, and Taker's Flames is an amazing Ash of War as well. And you get healed when you kill enemies or use the Ash of War. It's pretty wild. Our Zweihander was the other part of the puzzle. I love this sword, especially with Chilling Mist. I had to get it with Chilling Mist when I'm like, yes. But Sacred Blade was super helpful on this, and Waves of Destruction, super helpful. I think those were the options that I chose the most. Super awesome. And you know what I'm going to throw out there? Any of the Storm-based Ashes of War would work really well on these weapons. I think like the storm-based ones. You know what we're talking about. The wind-based ones, they'll be really good on these. Malekith's Blackblade, even though we got it late, I mean, how could you not like this weapon? Destined Death's a hell of an Ash of War. I like Colossal Swords as well, as you can tell, as I'm talking up the quality Zweihander. Malekith's Blackblade is also awesome, especially with the hallway damage. Especially with its physical. Oh, that physical damage is so awesome. Our Noble's Quality S-Stock was our sidearm, and I gave it shared orders, so just in case we were doing co-op, or if I wanted to give myself that extra buff before a fight. We got that. Ant Spur Rapier would be a good addition. I didn't do anything with it. I forgot about it, honestly, until probably Consecrated Snowfields. I'm like, oh wait, I'm going to go in ham on weapons, so we guys will tone it down. So this kind of got left in the wind, but it would be a good addition. Same with the Godskin Stitcher. I love curved greatswords. And even though we didn't do anything with those Zamor the Zamor Curve Sword, it would be a great addition because you got your fire or magma. We got our regular quality Omen Cleaver, which is great. And then having Ice Storm would be outrageous in here. And the Great Sword moveset's so good. Alright, so I'm not a giant fan of katanas, but this katana is sick. I love it. I had a great time with it. This paired with Thunderbolt or Lightning Blade or even Spinning Slash all work for me. That's worked for me. I think Spinning Slash would probably be the best option for this. And even like putting some arcanes, if you chose the arcane path versus Faith or Intelligence, putting some arcane on this, making the bleed build up better, would be really awesome. A Godskin Peeler, great. Sacred Butchering Blade, great. Stone Club, I just love clubs. Great. This would be really good, America's Hammer. But we also got it at the end. Didn't have time to do anything with it. The Beast Claw Great Hammer, I thought this was a great addition. The Ash of War is pretty awesome. It kind of does the Beast Claw from the weapon. It literally does the Beast Claw from the weapon with the smash down. So if you get the smash down from your Great Hammer, you also get the Beast Claw. You do extra damage. It does actually a lot of damage. Both of Grand Sacks, I forgot how the scaling works on it, but I think this would be a great addition as well, considering the Ancient Lightning Spear is a pretty sick Ash of War. The quality Knight Rider Glaive, I thought paired really well with Phantom Slash, because you had the guy with the halberd anyway in the Phantom Slash, and you come up right behind him with the same slash, and your secondary attack on it is another Phantom Smashdown with your Smashdown. Boom, boom, boom. The Gravescythe, I think, would be a neat option to have as well. I never got a chance to do it. Like, it got to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to chill out on weapons. And then when everything reset, I'm like, okay, I can start investing into new stuff. This got left in the wind. Same with Hothlow's Pedal Whip. But not Giant's Red Braid. And plus, I wanted to try a whip. And we just took it. And I did not regret it. The Ash of War is super fun. But I never used whips before. And I had a great time with it. It made me consider doing something with this. But by the time I considered that, a little too late within the playthrough. I plan was to upgrade a great bow. Obviously, quality scaling on the great bows. But I just ended up going it. It will probably be the Lion great bow or the Golem great bow. Everything else is in storage. And that's about that for the weapons. Now, for my armor set, I chose between two. So I like the look of what we have here with the scaled set and the Banished Knights. Altered Helm. But I also really liked, and hold on, we can just show you because they're really close to each other. The whole Banished Knight set as a whole. We might just finish out the video on this just because I just like that look. The Banished Knight set as a whole. Pretty fresh, pretty awesome. But between that and the scaled set, that's what ended up being my armor set for our Talismans. So, obviously, we have an Earth Treat Slaver +2. Shard of Alexander to enhance the attack power of our skills. I'm a big fan of the Claw Talisman, but I would take out the Claw Talisman with probably the Rotted Winged Insignia, depending on the weapon we were using, or even the Godfrey Icon for charge skill. Or the Carrion Filigree Crest if we're using Ashes of War that ate up a lot of FP. Or even this. Well, actually, no, that doesn't really matter for us. So then I'm looking around like, oh, I'm on that. And our Great Treasure Arsenal, so we have extra equip load because our armor is super duper duper heavy. And our consumables, boom. That's our flask right now. We were a stance breaker, or a charged weapon, or a... Oh, sorry, I forgot what the other one is. Anyway, that's what was our Wondrous Flask. I like having boiled crab on to greatly greatly boost our physical damage negation. And I also like having a plethora of knives, kukris. I have some greases. I mean, it all depends what you want. Sleep pots are always fun to have. And uplift and aromatic. Actually, that's a pretty cool consumable to have. You get a little barrier. You take a hit, you lose the buff on it, but increases your damage, and it's awesome. It's so good. It's so good. As long as you don't get hit. And yeah, that's about that. Overall, I'd say awesome. I had a really fun time. There were a couple of lulls, but I think I was just playing too long. Like certain days just play for too long time. So, but overall, super fun. I recommend it. 9.5 out of 10. I haven't reached that perfect build yet, but this is close as it's going to get for me right now. But there's still a lot to do. So, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the footage, and I'll see you later. Peace out.